All right, y'all. Let's jump back on here and talk a little bit about Tatiana this time. Let's discuss some Tatiana Suarez, future future threat to the champ. Well, future threat, man. She's a threat right now. Let's see, Tatiana Suarez. Let's see. He said Tatiana will be champ. I think so. Tatiana should be getting that belt pretty soon. It's all about just making the right moves and not underestimating the opponent in front of her Saturday night. All right, so let's get this thing going. Let's see, DJC Marcus Bell. Marcus, yeah, I noticed that too, Marcus. That you were saying in the last one, she is looking focused. Jessica is looking focused. I mean, we can take that for whatever it's worth, but Andrade, is always dangerous. She's always dangerous. We just have fighters that come in smarter. you know, Smarts can always counter that danger factor when it comes to Andrade. Easy said he highly doubts it. He said, I know y'all love Suarez, but I'm not sold. Sorry. Doesn't think she'll be champ. I think she can. I think she can do it. I really think the 2018, 2019 era, that's when we would have seen her grab that gold. I think so. I think she would have got it back then. I honestly think Suarez's worst worst style matchup would be Joanna. To me, that is, I think Joanna would be her worst style matchup. She's so strong, her physical strength of Joanna, her takedown defense has always been, so, uh, you know, so impressive compared to some of these other fighters. And her striking, I think her striking would have gave her problems, especially after looking at that Nina Azaroff fight. I think Joanna would have had a lot of success in that one. I think that's just one of them styles that would have been bad for Tatiana. But everybody else, I think she would have been able to impose her strength on, impose her style on. But moving forward, man, it can be a little difficult. When you look at Whaley, Lamos, fighters like that, even Jan Janan, they have tough, they have tough, they have a tough, just that drive about them. They have a toughness about them. Easy, so I could change my mind if she really wins impressively, like she was doing before she got hurt. Yeah, man. I think she'll come in this one and she'll win. Suarez 6, what's up? He says Suarez is going to be fighting at 125. Um, maybe. Maybe we got to see what she looks like as far as the weight cut in this fight. But if she did move up to 125, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Age catches up. You can only squeeze down for so long. Like I said, she's not the smallest out there. She's a big strawweight. She's always been a big strawweight. Let's see. Easy, so I could change my mind. Yeah, he said if she really wins, which I think this is a fight that she could and she should. She should win in impressive fashion. You know, um, she's gunning to beat her third world champion, or you can't really say like, well, when she fought Grasso was still in development, but she, is a world champion now, if that stands for anything. But well, it's, of course, before it didn't, because she was still fighting her way up. But now Suarez can say, I did beat Grasso and Carlos Barza. You know, 6 said Suarez testing the waters at 115, but she's gonna go to 125. I guarantee you. Yeah, that could be a fight that she's still looking for. That could be a fight that she's still looking for. I mean, Rose has her, Rose has her work cut out for her. I'm just pulling some stuff up here while I'm chatting with y'all. Pull this resume up. Where is that other interview? I want to pull up Tatiana's most recent interview. The Dominate. Let me see. Is that what it was called? Okay. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that Rose fight is something she's been wanting. She's been wanting that for a while. She's been wanting that for about 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 now, right? Yeah, even back in June, whenever she gave her opinion on it, she was disappointed that she was moving up just as she moved down. But you know what? I don't know, man. Like, I think if Rose was like still champion, she might have stayed. I don't really think like Suarez. I mean, Rose is running from Suarez, really. Honestly, I mean, because moving up to 125, that's pretty scary right now. That is really scary right now. Moving up to 125. I mean, the girls are much bigger, much more stronger, and much more well-rounded than Suarez. So, she's kind of in a position right now where you might have wished she would have stayed and fought Suarez, in my opinion, because Suarez, to me doesn't look as scary as like Tyler Santos and possibility of her fighting Valentina or even Manon. Those fighters to me seem a little bit more so scary for Rose Namajunas. To me, we just never seen her perform at 125, to be taking on the number two right now flyweight. Because even Alexa Grasso, she fought her way up the flyweight rankings, the smart way, and just kept putting in work, getting better, and just developed into an actual flyweight. Easy said, yeah, if Jillian Roberts can have her way with Rose on the ground, then that's easy work for Suarez. Yeah. With the striking coming into play, striking comes into play too. But if Suarez gets it to the ground automatically, yeah, I think so. If she can just boom, get it to the ground, yeah. Yeah, I've always said Suarez could beat Rose even before, like back in the day, way back, I've always said that style would be just too much for that style would just be too much for people. Used to get mad when I would say that. Only Rose fans, they get mad every little thing you say. Six says so we're all the presidents. He said Ariel was a snake. He said Ariel for president. He said Ariel's a snake, so we're all the presidents. Hey, he ain't lying. Okay, so let's see. Tatiana Suarez says she's out to finish Jessica Andrade. She wants to make that case for the title shot. But to me, I think if she fights one more time this year, like she said in her most recent interview, I don't think it will be for the title shot. I think that Yan Xiaonan is more of a shoe-in to possibly get that shot because, Dana White, after she beat Andrade first, he approached her in the locker room and said, hey, they could possibly do the fight in China, so I think that Yan Xiaonan is going to be that fighter. So I don't think that Suarez is really going to be like bent up if Yan Xiaonan gets it because she's ranked above her. And, beating Andrade, who is already on a 2-fight streak, it's a good win. But again, she's stepping in for Verna. So she's actually taking on a short notice. So it would be ideal if Yan Xiaonan gets it. And like I was saying earlier, I think instead of the Yan Xiaonan fight, I would like the Dern fight. When Gabby in the comment section asked me, I'll take that fight. I'll take Suarez Dern next. But got to get by Andrade first. Like I said, Andrade could be game, could be catching her, but I don't know. I don't think so. Easy said, I thought Whaley and Yon said they didn't want to fight each other though. Oh no, no. That was mostly Whaley. Yon said she would do it. Yon never said that. Because I covered that a little while back over here. I did a video on it and talked about Whaley saying that. But Yon, she's always game. Yon said, hey, I'm just out to prove I'm the best fighter. She was like, everybody likes Whaley and they see me as the bad guy. She said, hey, I want to fight. Let me see. I'll pull it up for you. Yeah, she said Jan, like a few weeks ago, she plans on waiting for the title shot. She would like to do it in December in China, whoever has the belt. But if it's Whaley, she said she's ready for all China fight. Yeah. Yeah, she says she's ready for that. Straight I'm taking Tatiana, but I'm worried about her getting slammed and injuring her neck again. Yeah, I'm not really worried so much about that. I haven't really seen Andrade get her hands on anybody with that approach. And I'm not sure if she can really get that slam. Well, it all depends if she can get her hands on you in the positioning, but I think that Suarez is probably going to be prepared for that. I just can't really see her getting a slam on. I haven't seen that thing in a minute now. I was like, who's the last person she slammed? Did she slam Caitlin Chikagan? She got Caitlin Chikagan down. That was like the last person. That was like what, three years ago? And when it comes to like really, really good wrestlers, fighters with big foundations and really good strong legs that have that grounded strength, physical strength, she can't really slam. So I don't really think that's a worry in this fight. I think more so her punches. I think her punches could be a problem, but even then, if Suarez is working on that strength, that striking, she's strengthening her striking up with Apache mix, and then it comes together and it translates into this fight. Could be a problem. Straight said Andrade is strong and head slam on Rose, and Tatiana is very top heavy, so it's entirely possible. Marcus, I'm more worried about Andrade catching Tatiana with that one shot. Exactly, yeah. I'm more worried about the one punch in the close quarters now because she hasn't really gotten her hold on anybody. Yeah, like she couldn't slam Valentina either. Yeah, DJC said she couldn't really slam Valentina. Yeah, which yeah, Valentina got that pure physical strength. Easy see that's crazy how everyone just expects Andrade to slam everybody like she slammed Rose. Slams like that are hard to come by. Yeah, they are. Usually the slams come against fighters that are kind of overly respectful of her, just kind of lanky and don't really have the physical strength like that. Little kind of dainty fighters. Joanna, she took Joanna up in the air, but Joanna didn't come down as hard. Joanna again, very, very strong. Six says she ain't slamming nobody no more. Yeah. Let me see. DJC said he's more worried about a submission. I have a feeling Jessica's gonna jump guillotine on the first takedown, and I'm scared she's gonna get it because of her strength. Yeah, that's the thing. Like her strength is the problem, though. Like her natural abilities, like her power, haymakers. So a good rangy fight is the best way to set up your wrestling and your takedowns. Aaron Blanchfield fought well off a jab. Aaron used lateral movement. She took a couple of Andrade's punches, but for the most part, her entry was set up by outstriking Andrade and confusing her, confusing her from the outside and just circling. Yan Xiaonan, again, another rangy fighter. She set up the beautiful right hand, by piecing up Andrade in the opening minute. And that confused Andrade, to the point she was swinging off balance, and then she stepped into a right hand and knocked herself out really. So if you don't really give her something to look at, it frustrates her, sets her up for a takedown or a knockout. Of course, Suarez is not really known as a defensive striker. She doesn't really have that type of defense. She's more in close quarters, so there's always some flesh to grab. And when Andrade sees that flesh, she's going to get it because that's her best bet. Lemos, she got Lemos just like that. When Lemos missed with that right hand, she latched on quick. If you're in close quarters and she's real, she's winding up one of them right hands, boom, it's right there. So, hopefully Suarez takes a long, rangy approach, pops out some head kicks, some long strikes, hit Andrade a few times and get that angle like Valentina did. You got to get that angle like Valentina did from behind. Take her off of her feet a little bit. Get her get her at that angle. Get her at that angle from behind, and where she can't really get that leverage to turn in and just put that lock on her. Trip her and get her down. Yeah. Her slams don't really have that work in with. Yeah, 6 set Andrade. Rose doesn't really have strength. She has technique. Yeah, that's how she really gotten a lot of her victories off of her technique. Seeing a stronger Rose would be interesting. And, it would be interesting. Let me see. Andrade slams don't work anymore. Easy. So all I see Andrade is going rushing in and just running into takedowns. Yeah, if she ain't running into a punch, she might take her down. DZC, don't be surprised if Tatiana outstrikes Andrade, taking her down like Aaron did. Yep, that's what I said. That's what we're gonna have to use, like a good strategy. Piece her up a little bit. Boom, drop level, take her down. Andrade not that good off of her back, especially against a very strong fighter. Earlier, what was I asking? When was the last time we seen Andrade use her ground game? Was it the Claudia Gadelha fight? Does anybody remember? When was the last time Andrade really looked like a threat on the ground? I got to go all the way back to 2017. Because let me see. She caught a guillotine choke on JoJo back in the day. She slammed her and got her in the guillotine. But that was mostly still based off of what she was doing on the feet. I think Claudia Gadelha was like the last victory she had where she had some success on the ground. Let me see. Caitlin Chikagan, I think she took her down in that fight. Let's see. She knocked out Calvillo. She choked out Lemos standing up. Other fights she's lost like real quick. The Rose fight was never on the ground. Neither Rose fight was on the ground. Yeah, okay, yeah. I thought so. Yeah. Caitlin Chikagan, I remember she took her up in the air and then she got her down. So yeah, she got a little top control on her. So yeah, that was it was about 3 years ago. That was going on about 3 years ago now, since she's actually had some success with some groundwork. And then right after that, she went into the Valentina fight in April and got owned on the ground. And since then, she's just been kind of dependent on her striking. So we'll see, man. We will see, man. The striking on the ground, the striking on the feet it's really gonna be her go-to, right? Yeah, she wrestled Chikagan before that finish. Yeah, the Claudia fight was an ugly fight for Claudia, man. That took something out of Claudia. Jan will beat Suarez too. Jan's getting better. Jan's getting better as a fighter. I like Jan. Andrade stopped using the wrestling after Valentina fight. Yeah, she lost confidence. So I wonder why Jessica didn't attempt any takedowns against Jan. I think she No, I don't think she would have. I think she was too comfortable with the feet, man. I don't think she attempted it because she was so hung up on trying to knock her out. She ate a couple of hard punches from Jan, and then she said, "I'm gonna knock you out." She wanted to go straight for knockout. Now, if she probably would have went for a takedown against Jan, would have had more success. You know, probably would have had more success. True here said, "Can't wait for your analysis on Aaron and Santos." Oh yeah, that fight is. Oh man, that fight is right around the corner. Hold on, let me see. I gotta drop my Well, I got to do one for this fight a little bit later. I'm gonna do a keys to victory for Suarez Andrade, and then Lemos Whaley. Man, I gotta work that night, man. I want to call that fight too, man. 'Cause that's one of the ones I'm really looking forward to, man. Whaley Lemos, shoot, that's a good card too, man. Dang, I might have to, man. We'll see how it works out. UFC 292 is that's a fire card right there, man. But yeah, what were we saying? Aaron and Santos. That is, yeah, that's August 26th. That one is gonna be a tough fight. If Aaron pulls out the victory in that one, I am gonna be like salute to Aaron. I'm kind of giving the girl Tyler a little bit of the edge, but this is gonna be interesting, man. Yeah, true here. We're gonna talk about that one though. Why did Andrade stop using head movement and fighting smart after the second Rose fight? Probably because she didn't get a victory. Probably that, and she's just so hung up on trying to depend on natural abilities, man. Like she's so comfortable with the approach she's been having. It's hard to change sometimes. I mean, it looked impressive. The head movement the first couple of times when she used it. The 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 rhythmic pattern of her punches against Lauren Murphy. She was throwing a lot of light punches, to make sure the combinations would come together. She wasn't throwing too many heavy blows where she was leaving herself open. She was a little bit more tighter. I know that was Lauren Murphy, but still, like, her punch variety was better in that fight. Punch variety was a lot better in that fight. But to me, I think that was like the best striking Andrade we've seen, So, but going back to your question, I don't know, man. Why she stopped using the head movement? It really comes down to low IQ. Just really comes down to low IQ, man. Low IQ and not believing in, technique sometimes. Just get so hung up on wanting to knock people out. And when you can finish people in one round, it's like, why draw this thing out? Why draw this thing out? Teron, what's going on, man? It's been a crazy week, but yeah, UFC 292, I'm looking forward to that one. In a couple weeks. He said Andrade of old used to mix it up. Like if the stand-up was tough, she'd be trying in the clinch and then getting the high crotch. Yeah. Yeah, she knew how to press you to the cage back then. And even her leg kicks, man, like, her leg kicks, she really started getting a little bit more impressive with them, man. But the leg kicks of Lemos, them things were like shockers, man. Them things were shocking Andrade. 6 at Aaron's beating Santos. Straya says Santos is beating Blanchfield. Dang. We got people on opposite sides here, man. He said Aaron's going to beat Santos. Straya says Santos is going to beat Aaron. I mean, that's how good that fight is. That's how talented they are. Teron said UFC 292 is weak. Man, no, it's not, man. That's UFC 292 is a fire card right here. Got some questions to be answered on this card. This is going to be a crazy card right here. Easy said he's Aaron all the way. JP said no, Aaron will beat Santos. Got more going for Aaron now, huh? A lot of people going for Aaron. DJC said when Andrade changed her style at UFC 251, I really thought she was going to be hard to beat moving forward, fighting smart. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought, if she would take more time and just, use head movement and not get so crazy off balance, moving forward, she would be a dangerous strawweight. I mean, it's not too late. It's really not too late, depending on what this fight looks like. And if she starts pacing, kind of balancing out these fight schedules. I mean, lately she's been kind of going nuts getting these last minute fights. I mean, short notice fights, it's good to stay active, but it's not really going to benefit if you don't make changes in there. Like if you're not making changes in the cage, why take a fight a month later if you're not trying new things? Because when she lost to Aaron, got back in there with Yan Jana, it was the same thing. No changes. JP said, I think Aaron versus Santos will be a close fight. Yeah, I think it's be a close fight. Stamina, what's up? Like we all know what the outcome is going to be with Sean O'Malley and Sterling. Not a competitive fight whatsoever. Yeah, I'm going for Sterling. Oh, Sterling, go ahead and take him to school and put him back in his place. 6 said Aaron has the better corner. She's got a good training camp too. Like she's got good training partners too. She's got a good corner and good training partners. When Santos fought Valentina, I don't know if they were giving her the best advice. They should have been telling Santos about that ground and pound thing. It's a popular thing. If you use it. They didn't discuss ground and pound whatsoever when they got Valentina down. It was all about submission. They weren't trying to do damage. There was a lot of openings for them to do damage to Valentina too. So yeah, that's a good example of a lacking corner. But yeah, Aaron's corner, they're always talking her through a fight, man. She always makes wise choices. Yeah, Andrade being active is not helping. It really isn't. Because every fight she comes in, she's looking the same. She's not doing anything. And they're not even spaced out enough where she can make changes. She's not doing anything to change. Easy said O'Malley got hands. Yeah, he got hands. He's got hands. He's got some tricky footwork, but JP said Aaron actually has a win. Oh yeah, over Andrade. Yeah. Who was that I was watching recently was using some ground and pound, and it was opening up a submission. I'm trying to think. It wasn't a women's fight. He was using some good ground and pound. He got his hand under the neck real quick. I can't think of who it was right now, but it was one of them fights where I was like, yeah, that's what you got to do. Every fight I see now with somebody using ground and pound to get a submission, I keep thinking of Santos now. I keep being like, see, Santos, that's what you should have been doing. Every time I'm like that now. Podcast said, who do you think will win between Tyler and Aaron? Right now I'm giving Tyler the edge, man. I think Tyler has more of a complete MMA ground game. I think it's a little bit closer to complete than Aaron's, but Aaron's is not too far behind. So I don't think this is going to be an easy fight. I don't think this is going to be Aaron getting finished in there. Because, I'm looking at resumes right now. Tyler, only person she finished is JoJo. So I think there's going to be a lot of respect shown in this fight. So when the respect is shown from Tyler's side, Aaron could possibly start scoring on the feet. Because like I said, Aaron's striking is getting better in my opinion. Don't be surprised if Aaron lands more significant strikes than Tyler in this fight. Tyler has more power. Yeah, I think Tyler has more power and some impressive power. Impressive placement with some of her strikes. But I think Aaron, the more and more she gets comfortable with her jab and even her lateral movement and that head kick that she has, she starts to let go. She'll let go. That's the difference. That's why Aaron has more finishes too. I know we talk about level of competition, but she doesn't mind letting go. She doesn't mind letting her hands go more to get on the inside. Tyler, she's let go a few times, but even when she fought Roxanne, like I thought she could have finished Roxanne, but she didn't let like full on go. Like Roxanne is tough to finish, but Tyler, come on, I thought she could have finished her, man. JoJo, she got dropped though. JoJo was wide open and she dropped her. Then she went in and snaked for the rear naked choke. So that combination of power got her the submission. Strength and power in that fight. So to me, Aaron does that more. I think Aaron does that a little bit more in her fights. She will press forward. She pressed on Molly. Even when JJ Aldridge was touching her, she pressed forward, made a good adjustment in that second round, found the opening, got the submission. So each fight, I think she's gotten better. But Pine, I think that Tyler has that ability to mix it up on the ground a little bit more. And it's going to be her strength that nullifies any of those submission attempts from Aaron. Do you think Justin and Croner will actually happen? I don't think it'll happen. Let's see if he can go in there and beast Michael Chandler first. All right, Running Rainey says she's going with Aljamain Sterling. Yeah, I got to go Aljamain Sterling. DJC Santos beats Andrade too, the same way. Yeah, I think so. I think Tyler's going to make it look like the Robertson fight. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like the possibility of her submitting Tyler gets a little bit lower because of her physical strength on the ground, and how she can neutralize submissions. Like if you go for an armbar, she knows how to put that weight on you. She gets dirty in there. She put that knee in your face or in your belly, and she can create that that pressure, that top pressure on you. So I think that would be the way that Tyler wins, purely off of her physical strength and just putting everything together as an MMA grappler. Not just jiu-jitsu, but all of that. GAP says she just need to keep her eyes open when she punches. That picture of her with Andrade is funny because she lands, but her guard hand is down and her eyes are closed. It's like Mackenzie Dern. Let me see which picture you're talking about. I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on here. Blanchfield and Andrade. Their eyes were closed. Yeah, a lot of fighters. Well, this picture, her eyes are open. I see one of her eyes closed. Andrade's eyes are closed, but Blanchfield's eyes are open and her hands are down though. Oh yeah, I see it. Eyes closed and she's throwing that right hand. Yeah, you got to keep. Yeah. I see it. Yeah, I was just flipping through my pictures here, the ones I saved, because there's two of them I use. I've used the one with the right where she's got her eyes open, and then there's another one. Yeah, because there's one where their eyes are open. Okay, then I got this one with the eyes closed. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to do that too against better strikers. Kenzie Dern does that, but yeah, that's a big part of it. Keeping your eyes open, yes, guard up. But I think she's getting better. I think she'll go back and watch these fights and really look at it and say, keep your hands up, open your eyes. Chandler slumps McGregor. We all hoping so, right? JB said Rose is going to get smoked by Manon. Man, she better be ready for this fight. I know she's looking for the big challenge, but the big challenge fit her more at 115. Joanna didn't really have that power like that, but Joanna was a beast. But Rose, she didn't have to worry about the physical type of fight with Joanna. She was able to technically outstrike her. And, Andrade was a tough test, and you see how that went in. When she knocked Wei Lee out, that was groundbreaking for her. She rose to the occasion. This time she's moving up out of her weight class, man, taking on Manon. And I don't think Manon will lie down for this, man. Like, I don't see Manon lying down like this, man. I don't see her taking this. I don't see her taking no L from Rose. Rose got a lot of experience, yes, but Manon has put her physical strength to use on these bigger girls like Silva, Bueno Silva, Jennifer Maya. The only thing I can say is the physicality of Rose, I don't think will be like a huge problem. Ground game could be if she's slick enough. The technique is going to be a big part. So shutting Rose's technique down is what Manon's really going to have to be focused on. She's got to be focused on it. She's got to be focused on shutting that technique down by, being in her chest and going to her body early and ripping Rose's legs. Take away that power, take away that quickness. Got to hurt her early. But what's crazy is, like I said the other day, man, like maybe like a week ago, I talked about, man, Rose, she does beat a lot of big fighters. Girls her size are a little bit bigger, but it's always short girls that beat Rose. So maybe if Manon was like 4 foot, we could guarantee Rose is going to lose again, right? No, I'm just joking. But seriously, yeah, like everybody that's beaten Rose to me has been like 5'3" and under, right? 5'1". It's like her phobia or something. Podcast said Rose is going to make it look easy. She's quicker and a better boxer. And if it goes to the ground, she's better. I think she's a better boxer. Yeah, I think she's definitely a better boxer. But I think when it comes to the ground, I think people are underestimating Rose. I think Manon's ground game is going to be just as good, but the strength is going to be a big factor in it. I think her strength is going to come into play. Same as Tyler's coming into play against Aaron. I think strength is going to be the big part of it. Teron said he liked to see Rose and Holly Holm. I think, Rose being smaller. I don't think that would work. GAP said, how tall was Carolina? She got that W. I think Carolina was a little bit shorter too, right? Carolina's because Rose is like what, 5'5". 5'5". Carolina's like 5'3". Yeah, Carolina Kovacevic is 5'3". So yeah, it's another short girl that beat her. That's weird though. Like, yeah, Rose can beat a lot of big girls. She beats a lot of tall fighters. That's a win that she's got. That was about 7 years ago, but it's a victory for her, man. But Andrade, tough fight, short. Carla lost 2 times, short. I thought Tisha beat her both times, short. So yeah, Teron Holly Holm. Yeah, she's not a bantamweight. Yeah, Robot Chicken, what's up? Where's that one comment? Okay, GAP said Tyler and Aaron is going to be good. Tyler welcomed Jillian's BJJ all day, and Jillian had the most subs in the division. Watch this turn into a striking match. That's possible. It's been happening lately, right? It's been happening big time where wrestler versus wrestler, grappler versus grappler. They cancel each other out and they want to strike. Dern and Verna and Jillian and Tabitha Ricci. It wasn't really like a great striking match, but yeah, Tabitha Ricci and Jillian Robertson, they chose to strike in that fight. Gabby said Lamos versus Dern. Who you got? I got Lamos. Yeah, I got Lamos in that one. I think Dern's offense would play right into Lamos's style. Yeah, I would go with Lamos. I would go with Lamos over Dern. Yeah, maybe not knock her out because I mean if Dern can withstand them punches, but I take my hat off. She's got one of the best chins, but I don't know if Dern would be able to withstand them. Gabby said Marina versus Andrade's a good fight. Yeah, that would be a good fight. They're part of the same management. That's why I don't know if it would happen. I hope Marina can bounce back, man. I hope she can bounce back. You know, she just posted that she's got a fight coming up, or she said she'll be coming back soon. I don't think they have an opponent name for her, but she's supposed to be coming back, man. Dang, man, she hasn't had a victory since last year. And even that victory was close. That Yan Zhanan fight. She was on a nice little win streak, too. When she was, just beating some of these strawweights. She was on a nice little win streak. But now, Lamos and Verna, man, they one beat her on the feet and one beat her on the ground. So it kind of shows you like there's a balance of work that needs to be done, man. Even with Marina, there's a balance of work that really needs to be done. Pine Casey, do you think Kareem can avenge her loss against Marina Moreau? I think she can. I think she can. She has the ability now to do it. I think her mind's in a better place. I think from what I've seen since that last fight, if y'all want to see if that first fight before the rematch, it's up here. I might go back and do a breakdown of that one. You know, I hate the fact that you can't really do like breakdowns on YouTube because they'll flag your videos. That's really stupid. Like you're trying to steal it, but you actually doing more promotion. You're actually doing promotion for the UFC, but they won't let you use videos to break down because copyright issue. Anyways, yeah, that Kareem Marina fight was a quick one, but I think that Kareem has gotten stronger, and I think her ground game is going to be a problem. But don't be surprised if Marina is able to maybe not repeat history, but if she's able to outstrike, because I still think Marina Moreau's boxing is better than Kareem Silva's. I think that Marina Moreau's movement, combination punching is better. She can keep fighters at bay. She can keep fighters at bay, put together combinations. She just isn't active enough. So I'm not going to bet on this one. I'm kind of betting that Kareem Silva is going to be more so hungry and ready for the fight. She's finished everybody in her career, so she might be training to finish this in this one. GAP said, who's next for Dern? She wanted Rose, but doesn't seem like that's ever happening. Everyone above her in the rankings has a fight other than Yan. I think Dern might take on the winner of this fight. She hasn't fought the winner of Suarez Andrade yet. I mean, she hadn't fought either one of these fighters, so Dern could wait for the winner of this fight. Because Mackenzie's ranked number 7 right now. And they fought everybody now. That's why strawweight's not getting boring, but it's getting kind of barren now. It's kind of all the matches have already happened, The only two Dern hasn't fought yet is Suarez and Andrade. So I think Dern might have to wait for the winner of that fight. To me, yeah, that would make sense. But let's see. Let's go back to Suarez here a little bit. Suarez has talked about you know being in that title contention talk. But to me, I think that maybe getting one more fight would be better, because I think that the Andrade fight, if she blasts through Andrade and just takes her out with ease, I still think that she would need a more well-rounded fighter to take on. And I think Dern, would present a few different technical threats that Andrade couldn't. Andrade brings power and strength, but I think taking on Mackenzie Dern, that would be a good fight for Suarez. Just to kind of test out how well she can move, how well she moves on the ground with a jiu-jitsu practitioner like her. That would be fun to see. Um, whose striking is better? Who can make the right improvements in their striking at this point? Because even with the layoff of Suarez, I can admit that some of the other fighters got to evolve and get more well-rounded. Because deep down, I know Wei Lee has leveled up more than Suarez. Just as far as discipline, uh, experience, humility. While Suarez was gone, Wei Lee has faced all of that. She's faced a lot of different things. She's improved in a lot of different places to become, that well-rounded fighter. It's like Suarez been locked up for a few years. Things change in that decade when you come out, right? Things have changed. Different people in charge. The hustle is a little different. So, Suarez has got to be like, I got to catch up. I got to catch up. There's things I got to put together, things I got to do. I'm still waiting for that fight where we see Suarez use her striking a little bit more. We've seen Aaron do that. That's why I've been locking in on Aaron and saying that, Aaron has a high chance to beat Santos if she lets her hands go more and if her striking is taken to the next level. So same with Suarez. I want to see more in this fight. I wanted to see more of it in the Montana fight, but she wanted to get straight into it and get the victory. But this is a fight where I think Andrade is going to make her, I think Andrade is going to make her be that rangy fighter. Hopefully not with a connection. You know what I mean? Hopefully Andrade doesn't connect on her to make her have to run at bay or whatsoever, even panic wrestle or panic strike. But hopefully, she feels the need to set up her takedown with some good punches, from a range. Yeah, Gabby said I agree. I need to see Suarez strike a little bit more. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I just want to see her strike a little bit more. Like, I'd like to see maybe her take at least like a round to get in some striking, or like half a round, or use the striking to get a fight to the ground every now and then. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna look at some. Yeah, I've seen some Instagram shots, and she's been in there working. So I think during the layoff, she has been working on punch placement and turning her punches over more so nicely. I think Suarez keeps her eyes open, right? She keeps her eyes open. So we'll see. And yeah, every fight is just about. We've seen just about every fight is strawweight now, man. Every fight is strawweight already happened. Suarez is just really getting back into the mix. So she's like the one that we haven't seen make some nice matches yet, because she just got here. She just got back, And Suarez also has I've already talked about her making sure her defense is tight, but let's see here. Yeah, she said, let's see. I think I can get the finish. I'm trying to get that finish. I think I can make an excellent case because I've beaten 2 world champions. Um, yeah, like I said on that comment, I do want to see her go for the title shot, but I think that Yan Janan is first in line because the way she did it, fashion was so much more explosive, and she did it first, right? So Jan's just waiting in line. So I don't think that Suarez will be able to cut in line to get the shot off of that. But other than that, let's see. I'm not putting too much stock in her mentality. I just need to put stock into what I'm going to do, execute my game plan, stay calm, but also be me, mix it up really well, and just focus on myself. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, I think honestly, I think that is a big part of being a better fighter. Like, don't always just come in with a simple game plan. Being well rounded, that'll get you the victory, because having more than one skill set, you'll automatically be able to make adjustments in a fight. And again, I got to go back to Spence Crawford this weekend. That was a whole difference there, whereas Errol, he's a good fighter. He didn't really come in with the ability to adjust. Like, I think he's still a good boxer. In some ways, he has proven that there is different things that he can do, but he still holds on to a particular style. But the way Terrence Crawford improved as a fighter and added more to his game, it was like he didn't just come in with a game plan. He made himself better than he was before. So he was adjusting to whatever Errol Spence had. This whole game plan, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you come in with a game plan, but this fighter doesn't fight the same way. Kind of leaves you high and dry. It makes you feel like, okay, what do I do now? But like Suarez said, if she comes in with the attitude and the training of a fighter that mixes it up, you mix it up, you be able, well, whatever that fighter offers at the time, you can make adjustments to it and you can mix it up, So training has to be kind of mixed up in this game. In this case, Easy said Errol wanted to just walk him down like he does everybody. He had no plan B at all. Right? Yeah, that I think thinking that Terrence was going to be small, going to be physically weaker than him, he wanted to walk him down and break him down. And a lot of people, we thought that, like, but I kept saying, Errol, he levels up, man. He gets better and better, but there wasn't any adjustments made on Errol's side, not even in training. Whereas Terrence looked at his past fights. Bud Crawford said, I'm not even going to fight like I did in my past fights. I'm going to be better. So there was more plans, I don't even think we got to fully see what Crawford was going to offer. Crawford just fought a nice mix of offense and defense, sword and shield. He was picking off shots and fighting with the sword. That jab, man, that jab was like, oh man, the jab was just the most beautiful punch in that whole fight. He slaughtered Errol Spence with one jab, jarred the crap out of him with one jab, dropped him with a jab in the first round, right hook. That's what I'm saying. Like, right-handed southpaws. You know what? I ain't did that video. Somebody asked me to do a video on that once, I believe. Somebody asked me, like, why would a right-handed fighter fight southpaw? Well, there's the perfect case. Because I was going to use Manon as a example, but I can. But Terrence is like a great example because he's right-handed in life. Regular tasks are right-handed, but he switches southpaw because that strong jab, he wants to make his jab really powerful, but he also trained his left hand to be just as powerful. So you can control with that right jab, and that right hook is always thrown at an angle that even orthodox and southpaw fighters can't really see. So I think, for a fighter like Manon, fighters that are left-handed, watching Terrence Crawford fight is a perfect example of how to be a really powerful southpaw. Who else? Tank Davis. Tank Davis has a great, powerful left and right. But the way Terrence did it, was just trained in both sides. So he's both power hands. He had both power hands, and the speed was so blinding. Yeah, Easy said first knockdown was a jab. Yeah, first knockdown was a jab. It was all a jab. The first knockdown was a jab, then the right hook landed in the seventh round, and then he dropped him again. I literally said, he was whooping him with one hand. I think, yeah, he could have definitely finished the fight earlier. He could have definitely finished the fight earlier if he wanted to. Yeah, six. Yeah, he's only fought two southpaws. Out of a 28 fight career, that's not. It's not really a good look because I respect Errol for wanting to fight the best fights, but sometimes when you fight the best fights, it takes time. You have to fight to be better. You have to box to be better. You have to fight tune-ups. I almost fell into that category too, where I was giving him respect for that, but tune-ups are necessary. Because like during that long layoff, I was like, maybe he should be fighting somebody. Stray said Tim Zoo calling out Errol and Bud now. He gonna get himself small. Well, Stray, the WBO is giving him the belt. They stripped Charlo. That's what I heard. I've heard that they stripped Charlo the WBO belt and they about to give it to Tim Zoo, which I think is stupid. Terrence could move up and take it, then fight Charlo when he moves back down from fighting Canelo. That would be fun. And I'm sure since Bud has won the WBO welterweight belt and he's held it for 5 years, they would give him that. They would grant him that match right away. I think that's how their rules work. They'll make you number one mandatory if you move up. But that's crazy. They're going to book Shakur and Loma now. That's going to be a good fight. That'd be an interesting fight right there. Let's see if Loma still has it because he used a lot of mental energy in that last fight. Yeah, Stray, they ain't even going to make him fight for the belt. Brian said they stripped Charlo. Yeah, they stripped Jamel, which ain't fair. I mean, that's stupid. I mean, he's undisputed. He had their belt for a few years now. I'm like, they just want to get Tim Zoo into the limelight, man. They're forcing it. I mean, Charlo's be getting on my nerves. They do get on my nerves sometimes when they be just acting a fool, but he did earn that belt. He earned undisputed. They should make Tim Zoo fight for that belt. I don't care if he got to fight Erickson Lubin, Julian. No, not Julian J. Rock. He just lost. Stray, you about the only one that be telling the truth about Tim Zoo, man. Every time I do a video on Tim Zoo, it's like a Rose fan. It's like a Rose or Whaley fan. They get mad, man. Tim Zoo fans, they're like Rose and Whaley fans, man. When you speak against him, they get mad, boy. I'm telling people, Jamel is a better fighter right now than Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo's got power. That's it. Okay, so yeah, Molly McCann moving down to 115. Who do y'all see Molly McCann beating at 115? Let's talk about that. Like, who do y'all see Molly McCann beating if she moves down to 115? Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, I saw that earlier. You said Stray says Stamp versus Zoe Hom in September. I'm gonna go with yeah, it's September 1st. Dang, I want to call that fight too. That's gonna be a good one. I'm looking forward to. This is interim champ because Angela Lee hasn't vacated her belt yet, so I think it's for interim. It's for the interim belt. Stamp versus Zoe Hom. Zoe Hom is very technical, man. I think she could nullify certain offenses, tactics, Stamp, but Stamp just brings the body kicks, man, and she's powerful. Mm, I think I'm gonna just enjoy that fight because I like both of them. Sohei Ham hasn't lost in a while too, man. Is this fight going to be in America? Because Stamp, she brought the house down when she fought in America for the first time. I mean, she came to America. They was like sold out crowd, I believe. Okay, back in July, they said Stamp is packing on muscle. Could make her slower now, since she's packing on muscle for this fight. I hope she doesn't put on too much muscle. Okay, who do y'all see? Okay. Six said he sees. Yeah, Arrow has no side to side movement. Yeah, that was proven now. Because I've seen him move side to side with some fighters, but he didn't really do it enough. He hasn't really done it when he's been forced to. There's a difference when you do it for because you want to, but if somebody forces you to, it's a little bit harder. Karate Hottie, yeah, Karate Hottie. Oh, versus Molly McCann. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Michelle Waters. I'm gonna go with Michelle. Easy said Angela Hill would piece Molly up for real. Yeah, I see Angela Hill winning that fight. Angela a little bit durable. Angela Hill's a little bit more durable than me. If you ain't taking her down, Angela Hill gonna beat you. Robot said that Hill should retire. ES6 said we need more Stamp. I think so too, man. Stamp is one of my favorite entertainers in the fight game. I think she is very entertaining when it comes to her attitude and approach. Norma versus Molly McCann prediction. Norma might get her first stoppage win. Let's put it this way, GAP. If Norma doesn't stop Molly McCann, I'm no longer gonna be a fan. Norma, if Norma doesn't stop her, then I'm done. Easy said, I don't like her that much though. I guess I'm a hater. I mean, if you don't like her now, I mean, if you don't like her, that means you're a hater. It's not everybody. That's not her cup. She's not everybody's cup of tea. Six. It depends on which Waterson shows up that night. Yeah, if Ground Waterson shows up, because I believe Waterson didn't she give some. I know Waterson gave some trouble to Rose on the ground in that fight. Rose wound up submitting her, I believe. Yeah, but I thought even that fight she was a little slick. Took Lamos down. I mean, took Marina down. She got submitted, of course, by Lamos too, but Molly McCann ain't submitting her. Yeah, Stamp is real. Stamp was brought up in that real Muay Thai. Norma said the UFC is cutting 145 in September, but I don't see anything official. Yeah, I haven't seen anything official, but if they do cut it, Norma says she's gonna be trying to make 135, but I believe if she can't make 135, Norma might be saying hello PFL. And hey, if PFL takes Norma, stock might go up anyway. She might get more money over there. Norma be over there with Aspen Ladd and Amber Lee Brock. What's the other girl's name? Pacheco. Yeah. Norma Dumont versus Pacheco. That would be interesting. I just think Stamp won't do well in the UFC where wrestling is heavy. One is the strikers. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. That's when I watch ONE FC. I watch it for what it is. I try not to match them up, compare them to UFC fighters, because I know that what they're bringing to the table is the level that they're on. Like Stamp, she's shown a lack of ground game against certain fighters in the past. I can't. What was that one girl? She came back and she got submitted, but she came back and beat. This was like a few years ago. Um, Even her stance, it's good for Muay Thai and it'll carry her far at one, but even her stance, I believe, is all wrong for like if she fought some of the girls at 115, they would take her down quick. They would take her down quick. When she fought Angela Lee, Angela Lee was more of an MMA striker. Angela Lee had more success. It was able to get the victory. Came back, when she got hit to the body, but Angela Lee, her approach was much more like an MMA fighter. So yeah, if she was to go to UFC, yeah, she would have problems there. Estrella said Norma versus Pacheco might be good. Yeah, that would be interesting, man. But I think Pacheco might put her out. I don't know though. Pacheco, when she fought Julia Budd, she got hit a couple of times too, though. But Norma ain't really stopping nobody either. So I think Norma needs to go over there. I think Norma needs to go over to PFL now. Let's see. Brian said Norma can do well at 135. It sucks for her because it'll probably mean a lifestyle change in order to make the weight. Yeah, and if she wants to fight like one time this year, maybe the beginning of next year, I hope she's making that lifestyle change now, ASAP, because 135 is going to be hard. Believe me, I can already say she's going to miss weight. Maybe not on the first fight, but maybe once or twice down the line. And that ain't her fault. It's just that they don't want to make featherweight. You said Norma at 155 might have some decent snap in those punches. Maybe, yeah. I wonder if she'll be just as fast though. JP said I like flyweight at the moment. Yeah, I still like flyweight at the moment. Yeah, flyweight's still the better division. I mean, what fight are you looking forward to at flyweight, JP? I mean, we got a lot of good fights. I do want to see Vivian Aru and Casey O'Neill. That should be a good fight. Aru, Casey O'Neill is going to be, interesting. A good fight. Natalia Silva and Andrea Lee is going to be a good fight. Yeah, I agree with that 6 though. Yes, Stamp don't really even need the UFC. I agree with that, Stamp. Like Stamp doesn't really even need the UFC at this point. She has a huge fan base without them. Like I think they would actually kind of hold her back. To me, like I've never even heard her like mention the UFC or even like say she was ever in discussion. I think they would probably hold her back. See, she's promoted by one better. Like they know how to move most Asian fighters. I believe they do, to me, off of the martial arts that they specialize in. Um, Stamp has a pretty decent following. Over 611,000 followers. That's more than some of the top level fighters in the UFC. I mean, some of these girls are breaking a million now, but that's really like Rose, Holly, and a retired Joanna. That Valentina has a mill when it comes to followers, but Stamp, she's doing pretty well, for a fighter that's not linked to the UFC. Tyler Aaron is the most exciting fight at 125. It's a good fight. I think on every level there's a good fight though. There's a good level on every fight. JP said Chandler needs to be cut. Nah, man, come on, Chelsea. Shout out to Chelsea. Don't need to be cut yet, man. Chelsea don't need to be cut, man. Off of that, I know it's stuck in everybody's mind, the running and everything, but nah, she don't need to be cut. Speed, got to work on that speed and timing though. Gabby said, "You think Juju has made some improvements? She's fighting next week. I hope she has. Who she's fighting a newcomer, right? Luana Santos. She might have enough to beat her, but yeah, when it came down to it, Veronica Hardy, that was a bad matchup for her, man. It was just, I guess, like most people said, it was just all wrong stylistically. It was all wrong stylistically. She's lucky she had a good chin because that's what kept her in the fight. She took some hard strikes from Veronica Hardy. So yeah, I hope she has made the right improvements. GAP. Oh boy, oh. I mean, that thing is still doing its numbers out there, man. It's still doing its numbers. Fine case, do you think Val will get the belt back? I think she will, man. I think she has the ability to get the belt back. Because really, Valentina just has to go back and watch the first fight, understand that she was winning the fight, also understand that she's got to be a little bit more active. She's got to be a little bit more active in there. She can't be stingy. She can't be counter striker all night because Grasso has the footwork to kind of throw off of that, that balance and that left hand target she's always looking for. Grasso has great boxing footwork, and she utilizes it well in MMA. Like for the most part, boxers they have a hard time adjusting, but Grasso's taking the right fundamentals from boxing in the MMA. So if you look at Grasso's footwork, she knows how to inch in, inch out, inch in to land her left hand and that right hook on Val. Then she inches back. So Valentina can't really throw that counter left hand. But when Valentina started using that jab more, she had success. When she started letting her hands go and she was having a jab, I know she was uncomfortable with it, but when she started jabbing more, she was touching Grasso. So everything leading up to that finish, she's got to stop trying to be so slick with these fancy spinning kicks and spinning back elbows. Sometimes she has to take it back to just some basic moves, basic striking, volume striking, and wrestling. Because when she did time her takedowns, she would get Grasso down. There was a few of them that looked like panic moves, and Grasso denied her. We're gonna do that breakdown too, man. We're gonna do that breakdown on that fight because I don't believe we watched it over here again yet. When was that fight back? 6 months ago, 5 months ago? Yeah, I don't think we did. I don't think I did a round by round on Valentina and Grasso. I don't think I did. But yeah, I think she has the ability to get it, man. I think she has the ability to get it back. Because if she comes back and she gets destroyed, I'm like, oh man, like she didn't build. Valentina has at least something to build off of. Again, 6. I'm gonna go back to Errol Spence and Crawford. See, Errol really has nothing to go off. I mean, Errol, we can go back and dissect and say this is what he needs to do, but I mean, he didn't do anything to make it a tough fight. He didn't win any rounds. See, at least Grasso was actually winning this fight. I mean, had some good moments and got the finish. Valentina was winning the fight, but still Grasso had a lot of good moments. Valentina was winning up until the stoppage. So she has something to go back and look at. So she can build off of that. Whereas boxing, Errol Spence, he got beat for 9 rounds. Literally just beat up. Nothing really worked in there at all for him. So if he was to take a rematch, it'd probably be the same way. At least Valentina, hey, if I don't make this mistake, if I get Valentina, if I get Grasso down, and if I throw more volume this time, I might have a little bit. I might have a little bit of an easier time with her this time. Maybe. Let me see. He said, Podcast said, I want Alexa to win because the division would be more exciting, but I think Val would get it. Yeah, if she did win again, I would be fine with it. To me, I don't care really. I like either one of them. Excuse me. But I think, yeah, Grasso would definitely be interesting because then Grasso could kind of start her own legacy and we could kind of move on from the Val storyline because I think a lot of people are bored with it now, That's no knock to her. I'm just saying, like, as the fans come on, they want to see something new. If Grasso had the power to hurt Val, I would pick her again. But now that Val has seen Grasso, she knows how to beat her. Right, right. That's kind of how I look at it, man. I think that watching that tape, she has enough to go off of and where she failed. And like I said, I don't think Valentina did too much wrong in this fight. She was just shaken up a little bit, I believe, by the new look in there. The footwork of Grasso and the quickness of her, because nobody's really giving her that approach. But when it came down to it, she was on the way to winning a tough fought fight. Now, had Valentina won that first fight very closely, I would go in the rematch feeling like Grasso could win, probably. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of moments in there that were kind of shaking her up. And then I think Grasso would have a different mindset to actually come in with a even tighter game plan. Gabby said, if Bellator was sold to PFL, do you see any female fighters going over to the UFC if they don't stay with Bellator? Um, I think the fighters that are more experienced, that have a few more years, they would go to the UFC. I think, like Velasquez, she could possibly go to the UFC, but no, because she hasn't won her last few fights. She would stay with PFL because she would have to get better. I think some of the younger ones, they might try to squeeze in there, like Azaragova. But even then, some of their levels aren't that high yet, and I think they would be better with PFL. I would hope that, yeah. All in all, I'm trying to go down the rankings like Denise Kielholtz too. I think Denise Kielholtz, they would be better at PFL to me until somebody could kind of step out of the box. Some of those girls, they still just don't have that level of some of the top 10 UFC's flyweight division. No, Australia, no, they're not related. Michael and Chelsea, no, they're not brother and sister. No, they're not even married. Michael Chandler, his wife, I've already seen her before. Yeah, she's not even a fighter. Hold on. Let me see. Stamina said, if Grasso can beat Val again, that would be such a massive statement. She done decent work up to her title fight, then rose to the level of the greatest opponent she faced twice. Amazing if so. Yeah, that's the part. Like, if she can really solidify it, rising to the occasion again, man. Not just winning the belt, but now you got to defend the belt. Can she do it? Gabby said, I think this could play out as similar to Leon versus Edwards 3. Easy said he think the UFC did jinx themselves with the Mexican wave. Everybody losing them belts now, ain't they? Objectively, I think Valentina can win the rematch. I don't think it'll be a walk in the park for Grasso. Like I say, comments say, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it will. Lolita said, look at the link I posted. All right, hold on. All right, first off, Lolita said, "What about Clarissa Shields and Keith Thurman?" I got to do a video on that because Clarissa needs to leave that alone. I don't know why she's chasing a boxing match with Keith. We need to do whatever is possible to avoid intergender fighting. Okay, I'm serious about that. All right, we need to do whatever we can to avoid intergender fighting. This is just the this is just like a stepping stone. People don't understand, but like this is gonna be like people think it's harmless now. If it happens, they think it's all fun and games. But eventually they're gonna start working it in somehow. They're gonna start working it in. And if they do that, man, so Clarissa needed look, she's a good fighter, but she gotta chill on this wanting to fight a man business. She's lucky that Keith Thurman said, look, I would only do it for charity and I would just use my jab and she needs to put on headgear. But even that, with the way she's been chasing it, I don't even think he needs to entertain that. I wouldn't even entertain it really. Cause let's say if he did hit her with like a hard jab and dropped her, she would get mad. Everybody would get mad. Everybody would be getting mad at that, man. Easy said Clarissa getting way too big headed. It's a shame to watch. Yeah, I mean, just continue to do boxing. I mean, you already did or do MMA. You found those two lanes, but now you wanna fight a man? Like, come on now. That's not cool. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see anything like that. Yeah, Straya said Clarissa versus Thurman is stupidity. I mean, even as an exhibition match, it really is stupidity because hardcore fans don't want to see it. To me, Clarissa has nothing to prove fighting a man because it's still a different game. It's a different level. Be happy with what you got. That's how I see it. Be happy with what you got, or you're really going to get humbled. And I'm not the one deciding that. I'm just saying for real, like you keep asking for something and when you get it, it's going to be well deserved. I'm just saying. Robot Chick said, straight, I think Val is too arrogant to make changes. She keeps talking like her tapping was an accident or something. Hey, man. He says he thinks her tapping was an accident. Hey, I watched them interviews too. Yeah, she got to get off that. Val's got to get off that too, man. Like she got to understand why she lost this fight. Changes need to be made. Not like a whole bunch of changes, but just enough to where she's more so back to basics in this fight. Nothing fancy. Lolita said Thurman needs to drop Clarissa. I'm just saying, man, like you really need to leave that alone. Easy said that's a no-win situation for Thurman. If he loses, he lost to a woman. If he wins, he beat up a woman. Right. Then he's going to jail or he's getting called out. He's getting the hate mail. I think Blanchfield is being overlooked. I think she's getting overlooked against Tyler. People are saying Tyler will smoke her when she's actually way closer. Yeah, I don't think she'll smoke her, man. Like, I don't think so. I haven't heard too many people say she'll get dominated or smoke like that. I know I have. I feel like it's an edge to Tyler. Oh wow, Six says she gonna be training like Porter for the Crawford fight. Oh man, he wasn't on his game, man. Kenny Porter said he wasn't training like he was supposed to be. Ronnie Rainey said Clarissa's too cocky more than the men box. Sometimes women are more annoying than the guys. And that's coming from a woman, right? Yeah, the women can be annoying sometimes, man, because you're already in a lane, doing your thing, and you're a 3 division champion, 2 division undisputed champion. Already already more popular than any women boxers out there. You know, probably put women's boxing on the map more than ever. Why try to do this crossover thing? Why try to do this freak show thing? Even if it's not like a sanctioned bout, I don't entertain it. I don't know if this is like a troll thing to get more people to talk trash about you or to get in more fans, but it in the end, you really don't win there because it's starting up and stirring up more intergender talk, and nobody wants to see that type of mess. Robot Chicken said exactly. If I knew Val would change it up, Grasso is in trouble, but I believe she's too good to change for Grasso. Yeah, she better though. Even I'm saying that. Like, as good as Val is, she's got to change some things. She's been in the game too long to feel like she's seen so many fighters come and go to feel like there's no changes needed. Only Valentina knows what went wrong in that fight. No one is telling her anything. Yeah. Like, you can watch it over and over, but if you feel like, oh, I could have got past that. Oh, it was the referee. You ain't gonna win. Yeah, so changes got to be made big time. All right. Oh yeah, that fight is this weekend too, right? Friday. Main event, Sabina Mazo or Lovato. I'm gonna go with Sabina Mazo this weekend. It should be a good fight. LFA 64 164. Yeah. Check that out tomorrow night. Got a couple of other women on that card too, some up and comers. But yeah, I want to see that flyweight championship fight. Yeah, Sabina Mazo might be winning her. Did she win the flyweight belt before? I can't remember. For LFA. So so Sabina Mazo, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, she was an LFA champion. She about to be a two-time LFA champion. That's all right. If that's as high as you can get right now, if this is her key to get back into the UFC, hey, do what you got to do. Or you calling Suarez Andrade? Man, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to. If you see the thumbnail pop up later on Saturday, yeah, but yeah, I should be on to call it though. I should be. Yeah, I'm gonna try to call it though. Robot Chicken said, good to hear from you. Come. I wish some of the female fighters would listen to the channel. You could coach them. I appreciate that. Well, according to some people think I need. Some people, some people as of lately said my ego's too big, and I be, trying to be perfect all the time. uh, Lolita brought that comment up. I almost forgot about it earlier. She brought it up, and she was like, some chick on. I don't even know if it is a girl, but she was like, your ego is too big, and you try to be too perfect. You're always saying that I told you so, or like you know it all. I was like, I don't know it all. I know enough. I'm just, I know enough. Let me put it that way. I'm basing whatever I see off of studying people. I'm just studying people and I'm going off of facts. I'm not making this stuff up. Like when I talked about Rose, I said I told you so because everything I said was everything she said in the interview before she even said it because I can see her. I watched her fight for 10 years. I watched Rose fight for 10 years and I've seen her actions enough to say this girl needs to have a real reason to fight. Like she's not like these other girls. She's like an artist. She's kind of sensitive. And Rose said it herself. I'm mentally unstable. What did I say wrong? Juliana Pena said it before. Like I make stupid mistakes. I've said that about her. She said that she's She's been stupid in there. I said that before, and I'm basing that off of what she said. It's not like I'm, just making up remarks, calling people stupid or calling people bums. Rose said it herself. She's mentally unstable, and that's all I'm calling attention to. That I told you that before. That based off of what I said, or based off of what I seen, is what she said. That's all. Like I'm not trying to down your fighter. I'm not trying to down the fighter. I'm just saying, hey, this is why that person might win this one. I'm saying that, hey, if she has a chance, if she feels like she has a challenge, she might go in and give Manon a tough fight. That's all it is. But if not, she's just tackling something too big for her. And then they thought I was Chin. For all out of all of that, you thought I was Chin. Come on now. You thought I really they thought I was Chin too. This person thought I was Chin. They thought I really logged into another account to talk trash to them. You think I really got time to log into another account, a fake account? Chin is real. Chin's never taken a link, but Chin is a real person. So as far as I know, Chin is a real person. Chin is a real person. I'm not Chin. I said one nice comment, and it set that person off. Then all of a sudden, I'm bad, and I log into a fake account named Chin. I'm like, wow. Stray said that was hilarious. Yeah, that was hate train. I'll be playing with you, Stray, but yeah, that was hate train. I like to say Stray is the hate train, but like when it comes to Lauren Murphy, Stray is a hate train, I say. But no, that's a hate train. That was a weirdo train, more like it. Robot Chicken said, no ego. One of the fair-minded people on YouTube. Some people just don't like truth. Yeah, I think that's what it is. People just don't like to hear truth sometimes. Runner Reed said, you make an excellent coach. Arrow needed you to corner him. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could have cornered Arrow that night. What I saw Terrence doing, that was just next level. Stray said Valentina and Lemos might both win and fight for champ. That would be interesting. Lemos actually could put on that weight, I think. Yeah, Lolita said Chin is a chick. Yeah, she is. Yeah, Chin's a girl. Chin's been around a long time. Chin's been around a long time. Like Chin is actually chatting while me and BJ are talking on his channel or something like that. So how could that be me? You really don't know our channel if you didn't know that. I'm like, come on. I'm actually watching Chin and talking to y'all sometimes. So Yon's champ at 125 and Whaley at 115. Is that possible? I don't know. Let me see. Yon. I'm looking at who Yon would have to beat. Ooh, I don't know. If Yon had to fight somebody like Tyler Santos, I think she would have some problems. Yon versus Tyler Santos, that would be a rough fight. Yon versus Aaron, Yon versus Manon. I think style-wise of Santos and Yon would be a crit. That would be a tough fight. If Whaley wins, we're gonna get that. We can get that fight though. Any prospects you're looking at on Dana White Contender Series? Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple straw weights. Hold on, let me pull it up. Dana White's Contender Series. What is it? Season 7 or season 8? Seven. I'm looking at. Hold on. Oh yeah. I'm looking at Josephine Knudsen and Isis Verbeek. They're fighting August 22nd. Dang. That's right around. It's a couple weeks away. Damn. Time is getting away from me, man. I'm behind here. Well, I mean, I keep thinking these fights are like months and months away, but now it's August, man. Like time is getting away. Not able to keep up with some things anymore. They just pop up on me now. I gotta start. Well, I look at the fight calendar, but I gotta start carrying the fight calendar with me or something. Yeah, Isis Verbeek and Josephine Nuts, and I'm looking forward to. They're fighting, but I think it's going to be an explosive one. And whoever wins, I think they're going to have to sign both at one point. Of course, they sign the winner. I think whoever wins that fight is going to get signed. Dana's going to sign Josephine, or he's going to sign Isis Verbeek. B. Will said he's talking about me. I'm too cocky with my picks. Robot say cocky with his picks. Are you? I never noticed. I mean, I know when you get your pick, you're gonna dance on somebody, but I know y'all got that Grasso pick. Y'all was killing people, man. I mean, I own up to it. It was fine with me. I was like, hey, when Grasso won, I was shocked, but I wasn't gonna hide. I was still on that night. I know James Perez. You gotta give James credit. James came on the channel that night, and he expressed his. He didn't cry. He didn't cry. He was close to it, but James Perez didn't. He didn't cry. He came on that same night that Valentina got choked out. So I give him credit. Stray said, "Is anyone picking Andrade this week?" I'm not. Let me put up a poll. I forgot to put up that poll. Let me put the poll up, and we're gonna find out who's picking Andrade. Man, if Suarez comes up short or anything, it would still kind of shock me at this point. Lolita said Chen is totally a chick, Kamo and her communicate in totally different ways. Oh yeah, I mean we've actually had disagreements, like me and her, like not like arguments, but we'll disagree on something. So it's like we actually talk right there. So but not this. It's not a fake account. Who's picking Andrade? Easy laughing at that. Six said nope. Running Rainey's picking Andrade. Oh boy. I'm picking Suarez. All the way. Brian said I can pick Andrade, but I'm rooting for. I can't pick Andrade. Is that what you mean? I can't pick her, but you are rooting for. Okay. Easy said I would hate to not pick Andrade, and then she lies Tyler out with a crazy haymaker. I think that's pretty much how we all see it, right? I would hate to not pick her, and then she laid her out, right? I did all right the last couple of times when I picked against her. I picked Lamos, but Lamos lost. I picked Aaron. Aaron won. I picked Jan. Jan won, but let's see if we can keep it going. It's gonna be dangerous though, man. Don't count Andrade out. She on a 2-fight losing streak. She can be dangerous. Some fighters come back heck of a lot more dangerous. You know, Letitia when she was on 4-fight losing streak, Andrea Lee when she was on 4-fight losing streak. I don't think Andrade can do that to Lane. I don't think she can do that to Suarez though. Let me see. While we're here, I'm gonna post up the poll on the page. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. We're gonna post this thing up. Yeah, I'm off today, y'all, so I'm just kind of chilling, but I gotta post this up. Easy said the win bonus makes a difference when you haven't seen it in a while. Right. When's the last time she seen that in the Lamos fight, right? She won't do that to Lamos ever again. I don't think so either, man. That was just like one of those freak moments that she caught. And it was just in the moment. You just take the win and keep running with it, because they don't always come like that. But it came in that situation. It was like right there. Let's just hope the weight's not gonna be an issue. Let's hope she can make the weight. Okay, still got a lot of y'all in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Six said, Gabriella said Andrade by decision. I really don't see her winning by a decision. It would have to be like a Lauren Murphy situation. You know what I mean? Like where she was just like teeing off and Suarez was just game to not get knocked out. Or that resilient to not get knocked out. Or you know what I mean? Like I was more shocked at the Crawford Gamboa than Arrow Bud. I was more shocked. Were you? I actually wasn't shocked at Crawford Gamboa. Like I seen Gamboa with speed before, and I knew he could do some things like that. I didn't think he was gonna win the fight, but I was like, yeah, he's doing what he's gonna do. But when Crawford started turning it on like he does, I was pretty much on that. But I guess the Arrow fight was shocking in the fashion. Like the fact that Bud won is not shocking. The fact that Bud won the fight is not shocking. The fashion and how he did it is more shocking to me. Because yeah, I could see Bud winning, but I could definitely see him outboxing Spence, but destroying him the way he did, that was crazy. Well, you said right here, Six, you said Gamboa was your favorite fighter, was my favorite fighter at the time. I guess that's how a lot of people see it for Spence too. That's why it shocks them because Spence, 3 belts, big, never looked like this before. But Gamboa, he been dropped before in his career. I believe Gamboa been dropped how many times in his career? It's like in the double digits, even in fights that he's won. So eventually in that fight, I knew Bud was going to knock Gamboa out. With this one, I could have seen him just outboxing Spence or maybe catching Spence, but not dismantling him the way he did. That's the shocking part to me. Yeah, I know Gamboa had the hype around, but yeah, we go all the way back to that time. I knew he had quickness, but I still went with Bud. I've always felt like Bud just had that, that competitive nature. He can punch with both hands. And he likes to close the show too. And if your chin is right there, he has that skill. He has that ability to follow up. He's not Bud at that time. He's not really that safety first type of fighter. He will take chances. Very, even back then he was a good boxer. Good at making adjustments. Like Gamboa was outspeeding him, and that's how he was winning the first few rounds. But the minute Bud found his timing, he started, rocking him and putting him down. Andrade, I don't think Andrade is a washed fighter. She's dangerous if she makes out first. I highly favor. Yeah, I don't think she's like washed yet. I just think she's on a bad win streak and she hasn't really evolved. She's lacking some things. She's lacking some things that's gonna lead her to being washed. Okay. Brian Williams said Pena's got that Neanderthal jawbone. Oh, y'all talking about like how durable her chin is? Yeah, she can take some punches. That thick, I guess that thick brow too. That bone in the head. All right, Stamina says War Suarez. He said that Andrade has forgotten who she was. From taking too many punches. No, just playing. No, I think it's not the fact that Andrade forgot who she was. It's the fact that everybody remembers who she is now. She's always coming in with the similar game plan, so they always remember what the last person did. So makes it a little bit easier. Easy said people were giving Arrow those excuses about that accident when he beat Garcia Ugas. No, you know what? I don't. Yeah, I definitely don't. Yeah, people were. Yeah, I definitely don't think like the accident played a factor in those fights. I mean, according to Roy, he feels like no excuses, but he feels like Spence having to really, really take on somebody that was going to push him to the limit was probably dangerous. But I don't. He doesn't feel like it was any excuse because he didn't even get a chance to really move in on Terrence. Terrence was doing all of the moving and countering and slipping and punching and pretty much everything. Everything Errol brought in this fight was similar to the last fights. So, if anything, that would add more damage to him from the car wreck. But, there was nothing in here from that car wreck that actually compromised his fighting. It's just his skill wasn't on that level. That's what it came down to. Straight said, I still think Tatiana wins, but I wouldn't be shocked if Andrade does. Right. She's always that punch away, but take away the first punch, and if she swings off balance with the next, Suarez has a great chance of just finishing it early. Got to give it to Andrade, though. She's banking this year. Yeah, she's banking. She got 3 fights. This is 4th fight now, right? Jan, Murphy, Blanchfield, Suarez, all by the month of August. She doesn't have 4 fights. Yeah, fighting now is dangerous for Errol now. Like after that beating he suffered, man. Just thinking about the brain, these ain't even heavyweights, man. But the damage he took in this fight, I can only imagine. Andrade probably got an 8-fight deal and is rushing it. Yeah, she's halfway through, right? Straya said, "I'm out, guys. Enjoy the fight. All right, see you later, Straya. We'll be back on for fight night. Only WMMA fight on the card, so won't be too tough covering a lot of that." Yeah, it's coming. It's fight weekend, and then Whaley Lamos. Dang, man. Yeah, I gotta watch this Mazo fight. She looking to become a 2-time flyweight champion for LFA. She's on a 3-fight losing streak. She beat JJ Aldridge, Justine Key, Shanna Dobson. And then she lost to Alexis Davis, Mariah Agapova, and Miranda Maverick. 2 rear naked chokes in a row. Yeah, that BDA boxing. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So I'm gonna get ready to close this one out. I'm getting hungry. Got some stuff to do here. Actually, I got some stuff to print out. I got some work to do. Hold on. Who's fighting next weekend? Do I have some fights to call next weekend? Not. Got one fight coming up. As far as Andrade this weekend. Let's see. Poliana Viana and Yasmin Lucindo are fighting. Jacqueline Amram and Ruiz are fighting. Juju and Luana Santos are fighting. Okay, not too many big fights, but you know, it's Saturday an early card. No, it's a late card. For me, it is. You know, Eastern time is 7 p.m. and the main card is at 9. Yeah, the main card starts at 9 Eastern time. Robot. GAP said I got Aljo and Lamos. That's who I got you. No, I'm not sure about Lamos Whaley yet. I got Aljo, but I'm not sure about that one yet. That's a careful prediction there. I'm being a little antsy on my pick on this. I just don't know. Yeah, Poliana Viana's gonna be on that. She be posting weird stuff on her Instagram now. Yeah. All right, y'all. Hit that like button and subscribe. Yeah, like I said, it was all Brian. Brian said we weren't active enough this week, so I had to jump back on here again and talk about some stuff about this fight leading up to tomorrow. So I said, you know what? Yeah, I haven't been on it. So that's the last time I was on was Saturday, something like that. Yeah. So I said, let me jump on. That was Zama. Yeah, you real late. Zama said, Zama said I am late. Yeah, because I'm about to leave now. But y'all catch me on fight night, maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. So I'm watching this LFA fight. Hopefully Sabina Mazo can pull off something. But yeah, y'all take care. Brian said I'll take credit for that. Then he's a great show combo. Yeah, man. No problem. GAP said bless Poliana for those posts. Oh wow. Yeah, I know, Robot. But I love dissecting these fighters sometimes. Okay. Okay, close this out. Open this up. Let's see. There we go. Okay. I will catch y'all on the next one, y'all. Peace.